Everybody should serve their country in one way or another.
This is Lieutenant Bob Ford, also known as Black Cat 21, a retired Shawnee native that wanted to serve the United States Army in the most brave and noble way possible.
And I said, Captain Schroeder, what would be the best way to serve my country, no matter what the danger, no matter what you might get into. And I knew he was going to say, be a platoon leader. I just knew it. And I was prepared for that. And he said, be a helicopter pilot. I hadn't thought about that. I said, really? He said, you bet, but be prepared.
Ford, who became an aircraft commander after just 6 weeks of active duty, survived over 1,000 missions flying above Vietnam, and is no stranger to combat action and the realities of war.
The time that we got into a problem, in other words, close contact with the enemy. Now, when I say close, I'm talking about the enemies no further than the cars right there on Broadway Street. You know, we're going right in there, the muzzle flashes, you can hear them, they're all right there. And you make it, and then you say, hey, you got to go back. That's when it's tough, going back the second time, because they know you're there, we know they're there, and they know they want to get you just as bad as anything.
With the spirit of Veterans Day just around the corner, Bob Ford always makes sure to give credit to the brave men that kept him alive and always had his back, despite the fear of the enemy.
Every time you shoot at me, there's a muzzle flash. And my door gunners were so good. I even asked him the question, how many rounds does it take for you to get on a muzzle flash? He said, 3, sir. 3? He said, they're dead, sir. Yeah. That's how we lived.
Ford appreciated his fellow soldiers so much that even when combat took their lives, Ford says they never really left him. In fact, while running a marathon in California, he says he saw them cheering him on from a higher place.
I looked up, and there they were. There's Mackenzie and Dedrick right there, smiling. I said, okay, I'm going to run just a little bit more. And if you're still, and I even said this, you guys are still there, I know it's true. And so I ran just a little bit more and looked up and they were still there. And I said, God, I said, thanks for coming, guys.
In his novel, Black Cat 21, Bob Ford recounts all of his adventures and missions from his tour in Vietnam, which was from 1967 to 1968. During that time, he was never wounded and lived to tell about his wild ride. If not for all the brave soldiers that helped Bob along the way, Veterans Day would not have the powerful meaning that it has today. Even though Lieutenant Bob Ford no longer flies, his legacy lives on here in the Oklahoma Veterans Memorial here in downtown Shawnee. This Veterans Day, please take a moment to honor all of the veterans that have served our country. I'm Jason Berger with Shawnee's News 30.